Hi guys. Hey, I am going to do a video on it's not true crime. I'm not a true crime channel, but I do find different topics I like to speak on sometimes. Um, and this one is from my state, and it's about indigenous people going missing. And we are the first state. Um, we did do what's it called? I forgot the word. Sorry. Just give me a minute. We are the first state to create an alert system for missing indigenous people. So that's cool. Like, I'm really excited about that. I'm going to share a video with you, but I'm going to be reading a couple of things also. Um, Washington is the first state to create an alert system for missing indigenous people. Um, Washington Governor Jay Inslee on Thursday signed into law a bill that creates a first in the nation statewide alert system for missing indigenous people. The law creates a system similar to Amber Alerts and so called Silver Alerts. I had never heard of Silver Alerts until more recently, and that is somebody that's missing, but they're over 60. Which are used respectively for missing children and vulnerable adults in many states. The system will notify law enforcement when there's a report of a missing Indigenous person. It will also place messages on highway reader boards and on the radio and social media, and will also provide information to the news media. The law attempts to address a crisis of missing Indigenous people, particularly women, in Washington and across the United States. While it includes missing men, women, and children, a summary of public testimony on the legislation notes that the crisis began as women's issue and it remains primarily a woman's issue. And then it goes into a number of reasons affect the reliability of data around missing and slain Indigenous women. A 2021 report by a government watchdog found the true number of missing and murdered Indigenous women in the U.S. is unknown due to reporting problems, distrust of law enforcement, and jurisdictional conflicts. But Native American women face murder rates almost 3 times those of white women overall, and up to 10 times the national average in certain locations, according to a 2021 summary of the existing research by the National Congress of American Indians. More than 80% have experienced violence. Now, I did read another stat that said that they were 4 times more likely to go missing than white women. In Washington, there more than 4 times as many Indigenous women go missing than white women, according to research conducted by the Urban Indian Health Institute in Seattle. But many such cases receive little or no media attention. An alert system will help mitigate some problems surrounding investigations of missing Indigenous people by allowing better communication between tribal, local, and state law enforcement, and creating a way for law enforcement to flag such cases for other agencies. The law also expands the definition of missing endangered person to include Indigenous people, as well as children and vulnerable adults with disabilities or memory or cognitive issues. Then it goes on to talk about other efforts to address the crisis, including funding for tribal police. This talks about many states from Arizona to Oregon to Wisconsin have taken recent action to address the crisis of murdered and missing Indigenous women. Efforts include funding for better resources for tribal police to the creation of new databases, specifically targeting missing tribal members. Tribal police agencies that use Amber Alerts for missing Indigenous children include the Hopi and Las Vegas Paiute. In California, the Yurok tribe and the Sovereign Bodies Institute, um, an indigenous run research and advocacy group, uncovered 18 cases of missing or slain Native American women in roughly the past year. 18, you guys, in their recent work, a number they considered a vast undercount. An estimated 62% of those cases are not listed in state or federal databases for missing persons. So this is a huge problem, and I'm going to play a video for you, and I'm hoping my you can hear it. I mean, it worked with Leticia's videos, so let me kind of see what I can get. Oh, geez, that was loud. Hold on. Okay, let me go to share. Hold on. Okay, I'm not leaving. Here's this. No thanks. Okay, I'm gonna go down here. Okay, here it is. Webinars. Go to share. Okay, so hopefully hopefully the sound will be okay, you guys. I'm hoping. Let me look back at my StreamYard, make sure that it's muted. It's not muted, thank goodness. Okay, so I'm going to play this real quick. So it says, Washington State has the second most missing indigenous people in the U.S. Here's who is still missing. Currently, 54 indigenous people from Washington are listed as missing in the National Missing and Unidentified Persons System, dating from January 2012 to 1968. That was the year I was born. Interesting.
No more overdraft fees.
What's an overdraft fee?
Looks like you may never need to know.
Do dogs have birthdays?
Of course dogs have birthdays.
Okay.
The tragic and continuing loss of mothers, aunts, sisters, and friends has forced many Indigenous women to come up with their own protections. The Native American women we spoke to call it the plan, and they share it with their loved ones.
They would need to make sure that somebody looked for us. For my children, they know that my handprints are on the dresses. They know that they would be able to take my fingerprints to the police.
According to Abigail Uckelhoff with the Seattle Indian Health Board, Indigenous women in Washington are 4 times more likely to go missing than white women. Currently, state records show there are 126 missing Indigenous people in Washington.
Having a plan is part of the hopelessness that's experienced by our communities.
Coming up tonight, we look into why this epidemic has continued for so long and what you can do to help. For Facing Race, I'm PJ Randawa.
So, I mean, it's a huge problem that has been ignored for a really long time, you guys, a really long time. No, I don't want to hear that. We're going to go ahead and read down below, read with me. A first of its kind alert system for missing Indigenous women and people was signed into law in Washington State in 2022. The system will help distribute information about missing Indigenous people, similar to a silver alert of an amber alert. Washington has the second highest number of missing Indigenous people in the United States. Indigenous women and people go missing more than 4 times more than white women, according to research conducted by the Urban Indian Health Institute in Seattle. Currently, 54 Indigenous people from Washington State are listed as missing in the National Missing and Unidentified Persons System. We already read that, but didn't she say 126? This is Adian Spear, 21, was last heard from on January 21st, 2022, she went missing from Tacoma, Washington. Abrielle Keon Lynch. Wow, these women are beautiful. Is 16, is suspected to have run away from her home in Parkland, Washington in early January. She is 5'7" with brown hair and hazel eyes, nose and ear piercings, and a tribal tattoo of a turtle on her right forearm. Zachary Martin Zazueta. Zazueta. Um, Zachary went missing when he was 28 years old. He left his home in Shelton unannounced on November 21st, 2021, around midnight without his wallet. His mother interrupted him attempting to enter his bedroom window on November 24th, and he left again. He is 5'10" with brown hair and green eyes. He has also been known to wear glasses. Amanda Elaine Green. Amanda is 37, was last seen getting off the back of a motorcycle at an unknown home near East 35th Street and Portland Avenue in Tacoma on May 15, 2021. Amanda has not been active on social media, and her family says it's unlike her to lose contact with them or miss major family events. She is 5'2" with long brown hair and brown eyes. Bessie Ann Freedom Handy. She is 36, was last seen in February of 2021 at the Sunshine Motel in Fife. She has connections around Pierce County in Spanaway, Bonnie Lake, Tacoma, Sumner, and the city of Puyallup. She has been known to go off-grid for extended periods of time, but not for this long. Attempts to confirm her whereabouts or make contact with her have not been successful. She is 5'2" with brown hair and brown eyes. She has a yin-yang tattoo on her left arm, the word native on her left shoulder, and a heart on her right arm. Then we have Mary Ellen Johnson. There's a better picture. She was reported missing on December of 2020. She was last seen walking on Fire Trail Road in Tulalip on December 1st. She arranged to meet a friend along the road to drive to Arlington. It's not known whether she arrived at her destination. Mary has not been in contact with her family or friends, and her phone was turned off. Her family last heard from her on November 24th. She is 5'6" and has brown hair and brown eyes and has been known to wear glasses. Let me see her eyes again. Her eyes almost look like they could be hazel. I don't know, don't they? Then we have Matthew Warren Dean, disappeared from it's not Clallam, I know. Clallam Bay during heavy snowfall. He borrowed his family's car to go from Nia Bay to Port Angeles. The vehicle was found in a ditch in the snow along Highway 112 on January 14th, 10 miles southeast of Clallam Bay. He is 5'10" with brown hair and brown eyes. He has Res Life and NW Native, Northwest, I'm believing Northwest Native tattoos in unknown locations. Res Life, that's the reservation, and NW is Northwest, I believe. Okay. Kaylee Mae Nelson Jerry, currently 23, was last seen in late June or early July in 2019. She went missing from Auburn. She is 5'7" with brown hair and black eyes. Beautiful, beautiful women. Elias Chief Copes. I'm only going to do a couple more, okay, guys? You get. I just want to put these pictures out here. He was 28, last seen in White Swan, Washington in December of 2018. He is between 5'8" and 5'10" with brown hair and brown eyes. Get a good look of him. Courtney Corina Holden, currently 30, has not been seen or heard from since April of 2018. She went missing from Spokane, Washington. Courtney's adoptive mother and brother have since been arrested for charges related to Courtney's disappearance. She is 5'5" with black hair and brown eyes. Oh, I want to know what happened. Okay, this is 2016. So what I'm probably going to do, you guys, is what I probably will do is do a few videos and get everybody's picture up there. If I have time, I can try to do one at a time, but the point is these people are missing, many of them for years, and a lot of them are very young. There are some older people as well, but four times more likely to go missing than white women. Why is that? I wonder why that is. It's just so sad. So, I want to say something, but I don't. But I'm just going to say it. All of these people, all these YouTubers who are in true crime, right? The majority of them all talk about the same case. And the majority of them make crap loads of money talking about the same case, right? How many people are missing in their own states that aren't talked about on the news? Why do some of these people that consider themselves journalists, and they say, well, does CNN, does Fox News, does Nancy Grace, look at how much money they make? They all went to school for journalism. They all went to college to learn how to do their job. You didn't, okay? You're not a journalist. You have no experience, and they're trying to excuse away that they need new computers and new phones and new gear and new this and new that. Bullhorn Betty is one of them. Oh my gosh, how many computers has she asked for on her wish list? And listen, I'm not trying to be rude, but look at how many people are missing. If they just look in their own state, why do they need to collect so much money and so many items that cost thousands and thousands of dollars and collect money for flights and hotels and all that when they can bring attention to missing people in their own state where they don't have to ask their viewers for a shit ton of money? You know why? It's because they're not. Oh my goodness. It doesn't take a shit ton of money. Okay? And if you can't afford to do it yourself and you have to have people buy you computers and, you know, phones and microphone, all these things, it's cameras, and I feel sorry for those people. They're being taken advantage of. She's trying to collect $1,200 to go to Idaho. But mind you, she brings in a paycheck from something else and she doesn't work. She's sucking off of her viewers. Do I think if people want to give super chats and donations, tips, whatever, sure. I'm not saying that I don't that that's not okay. I'm saying these people are missing. Why does all of the same YouTubers have to cover the same case? And they do it and they suck it and milk it until to the very last drop, until they can't get any more money out of it. It's disgusting. So I am going to do some more research into um, these missing people. And I had a friend, I don't know if you guys remember, this was a couple years ago. I told you about, she lived on the res, and she went missing. And she supposedly she went missing. She went down to Tacoma, and she was gone. No one could find her. Thank God she was found, but people were scared to death that she got sold off into the, you know where. So I just want to bring attention, because I don't hear anybody talking about this at all. I don't hear anybody talking about these people that nobody speaks up for. So this is kind of a strange live or upload, but I just want to put it out there that this is what I'm thinking about. This is what has been on my mind for, I don't know, the last month or so, but really wanting to sit down and bring it to the attention of you guys. Now, do I think I'm going to be some hero and go out and find somebody and get a, they want those rewards too, you guys. They're fighting over those rewards. Do I think I'm going to break a case? No, no. But I do want to put some effort in if I can help in any way. Absolutely. So that's what I have right now. That's what I'm thinking about. And I've got my baby right here. Hey, baby. What are you doing? His eyes are so red. He's so tired. What are you doing, Bubbies? What are you doing, Bubba's? I also want to tell you guys, there's an article talking about how dogs in Michigan have been dying, like 20 of them, from a rare illness. They're saying it's like parvo, sort of, but it's not, because they've tested for parvo and it's not that. But it has the same symptoms: diarrhea, loss of appetite, vomiting, and really tired. So make sure your doggies are up to date on their vaccines, um, and keep them away from other dogs' poop if you can. Oh, that's very important. Yeah, I mean, it's just, it's scary out there. That's why I just want to be in the house all the time. So, anyways, God bless you guys. Read up on some of these um, missing people in Washington State. I mean, this isn't everybody missing in Washington State. This is the certain group of people missing. So there's a lot more, a lot more. And I guarantee you, if some of these creators looked in their own state, how many people are missing, and how they could help possibly, they would they would be able to put some focus on where there's no focus. It's just sickening. Okay, God bless you guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. Until next time, Sosa and I